Hello, and welcome to Conscious Curiosities, where we unlock the wisdom of the universe which lies within us. I'm Maria Luz, your host, an astrologer, hypnotist, and psychic medium, and I'm happy to introduce these little bonus episodes. I've been releasing every Friday on my Substack a casual audio, and the topic is life. It is started out as talking about my recovery from alcohol addiction, and it quickly morphed into more how to get through life in order to feel free, which I think we all enjoy. And I've had a lot of good feedback, so I thought I would share these on my podcast. If they are not your thing, feel free to stick with the main episodes where I talk more about mystical things and astrology. Thanks, and I appreciate you listening. Hello, and welcome to Friday. We made it through another week, and today I want to talk a little bit about values. And I'm probably going to write more about this for my Monday post because I I think I have a lot to say on it. But so a couple of things that came up recently. Uh, I was with a friend yesterday, and she just got a cat and was talking about how she hadn't had a cat in a really long time. And, she went and picked up some food and, litter, and it was like $70. And what the heck happened? And she'd had several cats before, and they were just fine on, whatever, the kibble from the grocery store. And all of that. So that was one thing. The other is that over this past year plus, geez, yeah. So my last day with corporate was February 2nd, 2024. And then I officially launched my business, which it just, I don't know. Clearly, I have pain around that, but I launched it on March 21st, 2024. And um, let's just say I had a certain idea in mind about what I was going to do, and that I was going to have clients and all of this. And a lot of it was based on the way, I had been trained to think, and uh, the, the overall gumption, I guess I will say, that I approached everything with. And but over this past year, as I really just surrendered to what I was being asked whew, to open up to, it, it became clear that the work I was going to be doing, that I am doing, is not a traditional, conventional uh, 2025 business. so, so of course that left me with, well, how do I pay for things? Um, and miraculously, not miraculously, but what I left my work with in terms of a cushion, uh, I'm still living off of that. And I thought, at the time it would be done by the end of 2024. But of course, I've changed so much. My life has changed. I don't my needs are very different, and I guess it might be more accurate to say what I thought were my needs before are not my needs. Those things were conditioned as well. And they were somewhat autopilot, or the price for fitting in to where I thought I needed to fit in, things like that. So this leads me to the values. And I know I'm going to have to write more about this. But to simplify it, I about a year ago, I got a Aura ring. Mostly because I've struggled with sleep from the PTSD and probably other other things. And I just wanted to see how I was doing with that. So there's something in there that talks about like your cardiovascular age. And I think when I got it, I was like, my cardiovascular age was -4 or -5 years below my chronological age. Okay, so that's pretty good. Um, However, now it's like -8.5 years, my chronological age, and it's kept increasing. So I have been gaining years, and cardiovascular, that means a lot to me because I've got like heart stuff in my family and personally. I've got this mitral valve thing. Um, and I really, once I got past the alcohol addiction and mental health issues, I am just a naturally like health focused person. Okay. So I in parallel, I've been having angst as I've seen, my cushion's going to run out. I've been having angst about, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to withdraw from my 401k. Uh, and I realize this is like a very privileged problem to have, which is why I know I want to write a little bit more in depth about it. But oh, I'm going to have to withdraw early. I'm going to have to pay the 10% penalty. I'm going to have to, take out enough to cover the taxes. Um, and by the way, I'm not contributing, anything right now because I'm not really making much income. So there were all these stories, and again, when it comes down to it, what I've landed on is that those aren't those aren't my values that were given to me. That you have to have this huge, fund to do not work for some amount of time. Like that is not something I value at all. What I do fucking value is my health and having more healthy years to do the things that align with my values and that interest me and that help people. And that that is where my heart is and where my values are. And I mean help people like on a really deep personal level. Not like, I know I worked in oncology for a lot of times, and, corporate would put together these videos of the patients talking and their families. And that always really touched my heart. And I knew I had a part in that, but this work I'm doing now is really, really different. Um, and I want to keep exploring that. So to me, uh, I had to just get over that story that, oh, I'm doing the wrong thing here. I'm doing the wrong thing. Um, because actually, for me, I'm doing the right thing. And when I look at my astrological birth chart, I can see something kind of similar. So I have a lot of Mars and Aries, and that is the warrior. So for most of my life, I was doing a lot of reckless things, but I would say more reckless with my heart, like things that would implode on me, um, rather than being brave, which is what I think, the highest aspiration for this kind of warrior energy is. It's to be brave. And so now I'm stepping into taking those brave actions, which fly in the face of a lot of the status quo. And so for me, that takes a lot of bravery because I also have in my chart this obsession with belonging. And I have been just deathly afraid of doing anything that marks me as not able to belong, which led to a lot of the performing and, compartmentalizing, all of those things. So, long spiel, I'm already over what I usually talk about, but I would encourage you to think about what you value in your life and whether you're truly living and planning according to those values versus maybe some that you've absorbed. All right. And with that, I wish you a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.